Welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. We have made it to the Safehouse. Let's take a look around. I think we're heading down this way. Unfortunately, we lost the team leader, Monica. We ran into a bit of a trap, and she was killed as she was trying to jack in to retrieve the data. Let's climb up the ladder. You step inside, and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Eager's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Let's use our ability here, decking 2. Something in the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be black IC. Glory nods. Her motions are robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Eager thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. What do you mean? Let it happen? She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shove off, Eager. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Talon included. Throwing him under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under a bus is exactly where he belongs. Eager turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that, but you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough, and you're going to get burned. Eager turns to focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Eager. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Eager pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsions and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a decker's brain in 5 seconds? Look, this won't... You don't have to answer that, of course. You know, Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Eager, you and Talon can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Padback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. Let's take a quick look. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. The estate was just a front. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Fishwinger. Let's mention this, the name. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Firewing, this is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The Firewing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experience the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Furschwinger is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures full of patience and guile. Furschwinger was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Amsel takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There is a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend, no hope for salvation and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually the Firewing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course, but it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. This event was called the Dragonfall. Save at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were traumatic, eager, not just on a national level but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago, to the best of my knowledge. The story of Verschwinger is a bit of historical trivia and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Eager sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? I'm betting the dragon isn't dead. Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is an ancient history. Verschwinger has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath and slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret, the owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. We almost killed him, so we came so very close, but he did escape. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy for one, from the sound of his voice. I'm guessing mid to late 40s, pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I'll see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during the run that may be of value? That's all we've got. That's not much. Ansel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event? Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Amsel looks pained. I don't know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-State political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux State, he sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he had led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. Alright, how do we find this guy? There is a man here in Kreuzbasar, a Turk named Altug Buragazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Sezva. This man is also a purveyor of information. I've done business with him from time to time. And you'd think he would know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Altug and see what he knows about Green Winters. Very well, tell him I sent you. I'll do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Okay, we gained 5 karma. Looks like everyone's walking off to do whatever they do. What is this, this dog? Dante. We can have another chat with Paul Amsel. We can chat with the team. Guess we will need to talk to Iga. I could spend the karma as well. Let's have a look around first. Let's see if Paul's got anything else to say to us individually. Talon. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? No, not yet. Then please continue working. We need to find that man. Okay. Well, let's have a chat with Dietrich as well. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Talon, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. To Monica. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a sweet, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Talon. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Ryan Ruhr Megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years, successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. A member of my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Okay, so we're kind of making up our backstory a little bit as we go along, I think. Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to make him answer for it, but the bastard got away. The piece of direct cut and runner. That's rough, friend. Dietrich takes another swig from his bottle, then shrugs. So he got away, but who knows, right? Maybe you'll catch up with him someday. So after all of this went down, you decided to bail out of the Ruplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? There's a bit more to it than that, but yeah. So he came on back to Berlin and to Monica. Dietrich raised his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. Are you always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figure that everyone else's will be too. So how about it? Want to fill me in? Okay, what were we? I think we were friends. Right there with you, I'm privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time and the bottle is almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Okay, so I wonder if that will have any bearing on the story for the rest of the game. Let's say hello to Dante. I wonder if we can take him along on some of these runs. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh no, she left behind a dog. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. He closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Dante leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Talon. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it, then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altog. Friend. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get back to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. And now, I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten for Monica. Okay, Dante, what are we going to do with you? Is he going to follow me around? He's going to follow me around. Oh, I don't want to go and talk to Iga. I guess I should. I guess I should talk with her. Talk to Glory first. Is this my room here? Maybe I should claim a space. I can interact with the lockers here. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a lot. We do have the AK-97, 10 damage. The acid bolt only does 4 damage, but does damage over time. And I will just wonder how to increase that damage. Maybe if I put Karma into spell casting or something. Or we can change outfits as well. I forgot about that. Secure Shaman clothing. Armor 1. Basic clothing for the Shadowrunner Shaman. Okay, so we need to get some better armor as well. That would be great. We'll talk to Iga in a minute. Let's go and have a chat with Glory. Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces, this chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Talon. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? Use astral perception to read Glory's aura. Sure. Without shifting your attention away from Glory, you allow your consciousness to partially slip into the astral plane. As your third eye opens to the hidden world around you, you feel the familiar tingle of dormant senses awakening. The room that you're standing in slowly shifts to match its true nature, a lifeless expanse of grey, ugly and cold. Your own body, however, explodes into a swirling chaos of scintillating colour. As the astral plane shimmers into view, you focus on Glory. You can still see her with your corporeal vision, her delicate frame, the bulky cyberware that breaks her silhouette, the faraway look in her eyes, but laid over the top of her physical body there is a slight shimmer, her aura damaged though it may be. The chrome that Glory is sporting has really done a number on her. Whatever she may have been before she went under the knife, her aura is now reminiscent of the room she's standing in, a cold, dead thing, mockingly sculpted into a facsimile of life. Somewhere within that mutilated aura, a shred of humanity awaits, but finding it isn't going to be easy. Suddenly, Glory's body language changes. The look on her face is somewhere between suspicion and alarm. I got something in my teeth. You're staring. With an aura this shredded by cyberware and surgery, it's going to take a minute to gather any useful information. She doesn't seem to appreciate the attempt to figure out what's going on beneath the surface. Maybe she wants to keep it hidden. Let's stop for the moment. Maybe we can try that again. As your third eye slides shut, the faint shimmer of Glory's aura fades from view, taking any information that you could learn from it along for the ride. Okay, so maybe we can try again later on. Don't worry about me, I'm solid. You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now, it doesn't. I have a question for you, Glory, of the personal kind. I'm not big on sharing the sport, personal reasons, you understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Of course, we all have our secrets, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Okay, we may come back to that. I don't know if I want to delve into her aura without her knowing what's going on. Right now, anyway. Let's chat with Eager. Eager glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. You can apologize, we can talk about Monica. You're wrong about me, Eager. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Talon. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Fair enough, but before I go, I have something else to say. Spit it out then, let's hear it. You're wrong about me, Eager. I intend to prove it. I think she's going to come around in time. And I think I changed my mind about Glory. Let's see what happens here. Let's use the astral perception. She's not going to like it all that much. We're going to continue reading her aura. I imagine that we all do. Yourself included, and yet you don't find me gawking at you. As Glory speaks, you continue to focus, sifting through the void left by her vintage chrome to find the tatters of her original essence. Finally, you catch a glimpse of colour, a flash of her true self, and behind it, something else. In a reflexive panic, your third eye slams shut. The hidden world of the astral plane disappears from view, but an afterimage of what you saw remains twisting in your mind. Glory is, or was, magically active. The shred of her essence that flitted past your vision left you sure of it. What's more, you'd wager that she had real power once, terrifying power, of a sort that you can only guess at. All of this was surprising, but it was what you saw behind her aura that chilled you to the core. There was something connected to Glory's essence, a metaphysical tether stitched into the fabric of her soul. It reminded you of a leash. You can't say for sure what was holding the other end, but whatever it was enormous and ancient and cruel. And you can't shake the feeling that, as you looked into it, it stared back at you. Could it be a dragon, or the dragon? Enormous and ancient and cruel? Trembling, you find yourself back in the mundane world. Glory is still staring at you, her neutral expression ever so slightly tinged with annoyance. Okay. Alright, we might talk to her later. Eager's not ready to talk either, really. We've got Dante following us around. Let's head up here. How do we start this quest? Is there anywhere where we can buy supplies, things like that? I guess we go out to the streets here. Maybe before we do that, we should. Well, let's take a look at our objectives. And we do have 5 karma. Range combat 3, pistol. We do have the rifle. Okay, so I could spend it there. Let's see what else we've got. Throwing weapons, intelligence. Biotech 1 could be useful in well, it's useful for using the med kit, but also maybe in some conversations as well, or different situations that could come in handy. Decking 2. ESP control. Let's look at the shaman stuff. do I increase the damage with spells? Spell casting, main component to calculate a chance to hit with certain spells. Spirit summoning. Spirit control would be nice, and conjuring. What does this unlock? Can equip lightning barrier? I think we'll go with spirit summoning and also rifle 1. So this will be 4 points, leaving us with a 1 point, which I might save for later. So first of all, let's go with rifle 1. Oh, I have that already. Okay. Burst fire available, weapon permitting. Okay, let's go with rifle 2. Leaves us with 3 points. And let's put this into spirit summoning. 3 will give us a totem choice. So we've got bear, heals all friends within 3, the most recent attack. Cat, grants dodge +1 for 3 rounds to all allies. Coyote, quickness. Eagle, +15% chance to hit last 2 turns. Okay, that could be handy. Raccoon, bonus move, +2, creator idol. Cecil Spirit's breakaway chance to 0% within 3 tiles of yourself. Bad. Could be nice if I stay with the it's hard to stay with the spirit because they can move quite fast if they have quite a few action points. Let's see what else we've got. Dragon Slayer, damage reduction of 3, Great Mother Idol, heals all friends within 3 tiles of the most recent wound. Wild Huntsman, grants all friends within 3 tiles damage +4. Huh. That could be nice actually, damage +4. And back to bear. Huh. Coyote, eagle. Let's go eagle. Okay. So we'll head out to the streets. Dante's coming with us. So maybe this is where we can spend some money, sell some stuff, buy some things. Mallet, Hoily. The dwarfish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen cartridge screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech. I'm in the market for something exotic. What kinds of techs do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software, perhaps? I'm your girl. She taps a painted fingernail against the molded plastic of her data jack. Or maybe you're a rigger, like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. Let's see what she's got. Decking, acquired data jack, suppression, okay. Simple drone repair, okay, this is +1 intelligence, consumables. Okay, this is probably a little bit out of my experience level at the moment. We're going to keep having a look around cafe. This is where we're supposed to find that guy, I think, but can we chat with you? No? Talisman? Oh, the talisman shop. That is where we need to go to buy the fetishes for the elementals. Let's have a chat with David first. A pair of rained eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of the Kreuzbasar street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Oh hoy, Talon, have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? It was horrible, there was blood everywhere. I'm sorry, kid. We all are. Yeah, look, I think I want to be alone right now. Okay, he's gonna take some time to process that. Let's go into the totem store. This looks like our shop for the shamans. Who's this? Who's this character standing there, blocking the back room? Absinthe. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous and impossibly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello and welcome to Algernon's. Perhaps I can help you with something. As she smiles up at you, her eyes fixed on yours, a curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, and the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Oh, so it does tell you when there's options that you can't access. Willpower 4, look away. Okay, we can't resist her look, it seems, and we're going to look deeper into her eyes. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swell, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as if you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. Willpower 6? Well, we're going to lose ourselves in her eyes, apparently. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. She better not steal all our money. Dimly you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. Okay, that's not good. That's not what I was expecting. Let's see where this leads. Uh-oh. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you. An expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands beside him, her expression one of embarrassment. Welcome back, friend. Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. What was that? What happened? My fault and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes, but there was no harm done. Correct? You'll be fine? Well, I'm not sure if that was harmless. I don't know what that was. I guess we'll just stand in the corner for a while. I wanted to see if they had anything for sale. Can I chat with the store owner? Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I am Algernon, half-dream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop you'll find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? Let's see what he's selling. Acid Bolt I have already. Mind Wipe, target ignores all enemies. Huh, that sounds pretty amazing. Spellcasting 4 is required. I don't know if I want to go down that path. Spellcasting 2. Spellcasting 1. Okay, here we go. Here's the shaman stuff. How much money do I have? 1,250. Fog, Quiet Bomb, Area Effect 3, an area effect spell that reduces any sound made in it to 0, lasts for 4 rounds. Huh. That could come in useful. Silence, the target of the silence spell makes no noise for 4. I get the feeling this could come in useful in some runs. Air Barrier, set 5 light cover barriers that last 3 rounds. Decreases movement by 2. We've got physical adept stuff. These are the ones I want. Unfortunately, they are fairly expensive. Force 2 air elemental. Earth elemental. I would like to try the earth, the fire, and the water. We do have air elementals. Force 1 air elementals. These are a lot cheaper. Shall I try this and Force 1 earth, Force 1 fire? Let's try that. We'll see what weapons we have. Power bolt, spellcasting 1, outfit, apprentice outfit, armor 2. Grants +1 willpower and +1 charisma. Conjuring chi, okay. Consumables, right, okay, so that's just the categories there. Okay, I'll have a think about this. I don't know if I want this outfit right now. Armor 2, just give me with +1 armor. But we'll grab the elementals there. And is there anything else we can talk about? You're in luck. I have many great answers. What kind of magic do you practice? Personally, the true kind, but I sell goods tailored to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. What's your story? Have you been in the Kreuzbasar long? I have many stories. Stories of dancing, spirits, and raging dragons, of unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All of these stories are true. As for the Kreuzbasar, I have always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It is a simple life, but a good one. What's the deal with your assistant? Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She is nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. But her eyes. He pauses for a moment, considering. I believe that they suit her personality. Now, is there anything else that you need to know? Okay, we'll have a chat with Absinthe as well, see if she has anything else to say. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Okay, I think we need to resist her eyes to maybe have more of a chat with her, but we didn't have the willpower for that. What is our willpower? I don't think I put anything into it. Oh, willpower is 3. Okay. Interesting. Let's head on out of here. Yeah, I think this is the objective in there, but we'll have a look around first and see what else we can find. There's probably somewhere where we can buy weapons as well, I would imagine. It's quite a lot here, actually. Donations for the soup kitchen have slowed, Samuel. Okay, we've got Lane over there. We've got that's where we came out of. U-Bahn platform. Okay. Let's talk to Lane. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by 2 vintage prosthetic legs. Along with a crutch under one arm, his body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica. Sure I know Monica. You're one of hers then. I'm Talon, by the way. Good to meet you, Talon. Name's Alexi Lane. Is that a name I should know? No, I suppose not, just the way I like it. There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. I'm afraid so. There have been whispers. I had a feeling. Besides, Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? Dead. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'll leave you be. Okay, anyone else? You, Samuel? At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, Elf. Can I help you with something? I heard that you run a charity of some sort. He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me specifics. He clears his throat and begins to count off on his fingers. In the past several years, I've established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of Kreuzbasar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Kreuzbasar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community or organisation needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment from her body language. It is clear that she idolizes Brackenbow. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I'll bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assorted orcs and trolls. Are you accepting donations? I need to be on my way. Are you accepting help from other races? That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Kreuzbasar deserve a workplace where they will be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? It is. I agree with what you're doing here. You are filling a vital need in the community. He nods slightly. Thank you for saying so. Now, is there something else that you'd like to talk about? Just passing by. Okay, so he's got some charity organisation going on there. Don't know if that's going to lead to anything later on. We'll find out. Anyone else to have a chat to? Simi over here. This is quite... this keeps going, doesn't it? Quite a lot here. Phone booth. Let's have a chat with Simi. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see to them. 7 what? What do you have to care for? The Captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. She says I'm to be governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. I'm going to step away. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. Okay, she's lost in some dream world. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach a small grimy monitor, the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Statue name. This is my tribute to victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history trids as the Seagasol or Gold Elf's installation history. Isn't it obvious the Seagasol, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits, so someone takes lots of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I mean, what more is there to say? About the artist, I'm a visionary Herbert Kunzel from the Lindwemmer. You might know me from... Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for yet, but I intend to change that. All art is born from misery after all. Okay. Phone rings. It's an old, obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Shockwell and Writer's contract for this key is no more. Talon is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to this keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Let's just keep listening. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the matrix ourselves. We have phone booths in strategic locations. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. The line goes silent. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but I guess I'll keep my eyes open. Okay, let's head down here. Still haven't found anywhere to buy weapons. I'm sure there is somewhere. Is this... I don't think that leads anywhere, does it? Nope. Triage Cyber Clinic. Right, so this is where we can get little add-ons. Let's take a look around, see how much it costs. I don't think I'll be able to get any upgrades right now. We can have a chat with the doctor though. As you approach the elf, you notice that he's in mid-conversation. His lips move rapidly and his voice comes out in a low, quiet tone. The glossy plastic shell of a high-grade comlink glints on his wrist. Listen in on his conversation. Doing your best to look uninterested, you lean in slightly and strain your ears. You find that you can make out the doctor's end of the conversation. No, the price I'm quoting you is more than fair. Well below market value, in fact. If you can't pay it, that's your problem. Yes, I know that the price has gone up. This is a seller's market. Well then, you'll just have to find the money or go without. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I have a patient. He presses a button on his comlink and looks up at you, $1 million smile on his face. Sorry about the wait, my friend. Welcome to the Triage Cyber Clinic. He extends his hand to you. I am Dr. Xavier Esquibel, and your name is... Talon. A pleasure. Pleased to meet you, Talon. What can I do for you? Medical supplies. Okay, we can probably buy medkits here. How much do they cost? Restores a teammate to life. Trauma kits, basic med kits. 10 HP. Let's grab a couple of those. Oh, I guess we can't bring everything along. They don't stack, unfortunately, so... Okay. That's fine. What about the cyberware? Eyes, essence cost 1. Plus 3% to hit. Data jack. A requirement for riggers, deckers, and those that want to use the SmartLink weapon. I think we need this actually. It doesn't reduce essence by anything. Oh, it does reduce essence cost by 0.5. We've got the skill for it, so I guess I should. Monica's gone, so who's going to do it? Essence remains as 6, but we do lose half. I don't know. Let's do it. Subware causes essence loss. This affects the magic rating of your character, as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Okay, so it will reduce our magic by 1. Magic is very important for spellcasters. The base number of spell slots available to the caster is equal to half of their magic rounded down. Therefore, losing essence can cause spell slots to be permanently lost. In addition, each point of magic lost increases all spell cooldown by +1. Casting a spell again while it is cooling causes the drain damage to the caster. You cannot have less than 1 essence. I think I need this though, to do the jacking. I'm doing it. It's done. Let's see what else is here. Dermal plating. It's fairly expensive. We do have the data jack, so I can use the can hack into the terminals and things like that. That's locked. Okay, let's get out of here. Zack Flash. You looking for some magic? The self has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is unsurprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein friend. You're here for some magic, because Zack Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Magic? Are you a street mage? Zack lets out a throaty, barking laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags, but you won't catch old Zack studying any spell books. Okay, let's have a look and see what he's got. Oh, a little bit of everything. I've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Coke. If you want it, I've got it. Zack leans toward you and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. So you want to conduct a little business? What's the deal with the special concoction? Flash's grin broadens even further. His mouth is disturbingly large, and there's something menacing about the sight of those 2 white teeth. This is the real deal, chummer, a proprietary blend designed and delivered by yours truly. Pharmaceutical-grade kamikaze cut with a genuine spirit residue from the tear, and then mixed with my secret blend of herbs and spices. He produces a small packet filled with iridescent purple granules from the pocket of his dirty jeans. You want to get high, buy some Nova Coke and throw yourself a party, but if you want a soar, you get yourself some Flash. So, you want to conduct a little business? What's up with the bandages on your hands? Zack snorts out a short burst of laughter. He waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these. Nothing much, chummer. Nothing much. Tussled with the spirit back in Amsterdam, you know. We elves are a very spiritual people. Race elf. Oh, come off it. Elves are not, on the whole, any more or less magical than anyone else. I'm in a position to know. Zack lets out a short, barking laugh. Oh, come on, stop denying yourself. Embrace the power inside of you. You've got the mojo, just like me. Accept it. Flash lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Between you and me, my mojo is stronger than any corp-wage mages. Take those rat scum bastards as technology. They cast spells all day and all night, right? Fire this and lightning that, just tossing them around like candy. Right. Well, me, I'm just doing my thing, not casting spells. I'm storing up my energy, saving it. Can you imagine how much magic I have? I don't think that's how it works, Zack. Trust me, friend, I have a secret knowledge. He slowly turns his head from side to side to give you a good look at his upturned ears. Like I said, it's in the blood. Okay, I don't have Biotech 3, so I can't examine his ears. Maybe I'll come back when I do. Let's do some business. Show me what you got. Let's have a look. Kamikaze. Combat sim that has +2 body, +1 strength, and +1 willpower. Flash, +2 movement, +2... Oh, +2 action points. Nitro adds strength and willpower +2. Alright, let's leave this for now. Anyone else to have a chat to? Gennari met back. This goes down to the... There's a few stairs leading down to the platform. The Romani Patriarch is an expressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. To Avon Baxtale, elf. You're here to conduct some business. If so, welcome. You to Metbark, arms and ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. Okay, I thought there'd be a weapons shop somewhere around here. Let's see what we've got. Check out the weapons first. Range combat 4. Okay, I can't use any of those. Smart Link. Machine pistol. Taser. Damage 4. SMG. Any other rifles? SMG. It's got quite a few weapons, which is great. Shotguns here. Street Sweeper. Only costs 200. Does 14 damage. Short range though. Okay, here are the rifles. Damage 16. Requires range combat 4. Yeah, I can't afford any of the better rifles. I do have the AK-97 though. Oh no, I have this one. Smart Link. Smart Link system. Not quite sure what that is, but I'll need to look that up. Katana, machete. Okay, so we've got some close combat weapons. Let's check out the outfits. Secure Tech armored clothing. Armor 4. 650 is probably worth it. I'll come back here for the armor. I'm not going to use the grenades right now. Let's leave that. Let's get out of here. So, yeah, a few things to save up for later on. Anyone we can chat to over here? No. Okay, I think I've said hello to everyone. Oh, dancer's bag. Tip the dancer. 5 new one. Talisman shop, okay. Let's go. Let's see if we can find this guy. We'll do a quick save. We'll head inside the cafe. Altuk, there he is. Jan Goldschmidt. Let's talk to Jan first. Hello, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its own, a deep booming roar dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for Soykaf, yes? Every day's fine. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeeper cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his Soykaf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Ah, Altug, main friend. You're as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind... Once again the shopkeeper cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeeper claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason. Yes, tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Something bad's going to happen if he doesn't stop interrupting me. Why did you put up with those insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altog, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises his soy cup in salute, and thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Altog? 2 years of soy calf and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altog makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jan. Goldschmidt gives you a deep nod, his jowls quivering. Until next time, my friend. Okay, let's have a chat with Altog. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante, I'll fetch his water dish and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to her, Amsel, my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I am always happy to provide. Paul is always pleased to send business your way, Herr Barakazi. He was hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Green Winter's order with me. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course, Herr Amsel is too kind. Barakazi turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Barakazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I'll see to her right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with his chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I'm embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. What is this trifle? Altog's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network as part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all who live in the Kreuzbasar. In order to maintain their, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Okay, that's it, no catch. There is no catch, I assure you. It is time consuming and a bit tedious, nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time of your return, I should have the information Herr Amsel requested. Okay, fair enough. And what is this up here? Oh, the menu board. The special today is caramel soy calf. Flash the data taps for Altog. Okay, I'll do that. Maybe we'll get some cash for it. I don't know. Let's go. So the first one is over here. Let's go and see if we can fix it. This data taps protocol buffer is now reset. We'll have a quick look around. I have seen them around, but where they are exactly, I don't know. I guess we'll head up this way. Not in there. Zack Flash. Ah, there's the other one. One more. Let's head up this way. There it is. Is the phone still ringing? No. As you are resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Put the earplug in your ear. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out 2 distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard Monica. Need to verify. High-pitched man. Good for us. Let's continue listening. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step. Wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. Continue listening. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Keep listening. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Silence. The tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Kreuzbasar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You hear the sound of a door opening again, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything more. Okay, so there is some movement happening after the death of Monica. Maybe some people filling in to fill the void, or moving in to fill the void. Let's head back to the cafe. The man behind the counter has the broad smile and open demeanour of a classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honoured Efendim. Welcome. And how can Buragazi serve you today? Would you like a cup of coffee, perhaps? I finished with your little trifle. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? So those taps are a public service, is that it? It is the least I can do to give back to our little community. With but a minor effort from me, all in the Kreuzbasar may enjoy free access to the Matrix and high-speed communications, all for the greater good. I don't know, it seems like whoever installed them is just asking for trouble. He frowns and shakes his head, but his eyes are watching you closely. No, clearly you are mistaken. Okay, perhaps I am, and for 150 yuan, I could be sure of it. Buragazi's eyes narrow. Without a word, he reaches into his pocket and fishes out a pair of crumpled and well-worn bills and flicks them onto the counter in front of you. There. Now you are sure of it. Don't tell your secret to your friend, he'll tell it to his friend. I hope we are finished with this foolishness. I assume you had no difficulties. Difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Efendim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tademir always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. He eyes you closely, amused. Oh, tell me, O listener at Keyholes, what did you hear on this surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. I am very interested in this, so let me know what happens. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out to the counter. The menu for her Amsel, uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schaffer must have hit him hard. Beregazi gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she's gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. He frowns. If you know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information her Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Okay, so he might have some more jobs for us in the future. We'll have to come back here and find out. Let's bring Dante back to the safe house. Is there anything else I want to look at around here? I don't think so. Let's go. Well, everyone's here apparently. I'll do a quick save then. Let's talk to Amsel. Talon. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Altug. He gave me this memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flit back and forth. Beregazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of Kiers called Dragonkip. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonkip. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Ika slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Glory and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Ika. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Talon is the right choice to lead the team. There is a long pause before Ika speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand. Monica considers your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Ika speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge again? She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Talon is the reason we're still alive, Ika. He kept us together. He led us out of there in one piece. Making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iga's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Ika sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Talon, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather he take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. I've no quarrel with you, Eager. I'll do as the group wishes. Let's try to stay on her good side. You stay out of this. She stabs an arm and finger into your chest, hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Talon saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Talon's judgment. The discussion is finished, Eager. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Talon will take Monica's place as a leader of this team. Monica's death deserves vengeance. I intend to see it done. He nods. There's a dangerous glimmer in his eye. Understatement of the year, Talon. Someone's going to pay, and pay hard. Glory nods in agreement. Eager looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante. Then she sighs. Alright, fine. She shakes her head in exasperation. Her voice is heavy with defeat. Looks like the rookie's in charge. Again. Okay, we can talk about this more later, Eager. For now, we have more important things to deal with. Eager's expression remains stony, but she gives you a small nod. Yeah, okay. I have transferred the information that we received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Talon. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Jogenkip. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip, Eager. The U-Bahn it is. Eager nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn.